Welcome to Caching Waves. If you haven't watched my macro count Litecoin video, I would suggest watching that first. I'll leave a link in the description. But right now I wanted to go down to the micro counts and show you what I'm expecting to happen and the trade setup I am currently entering. Well, first of all, quickly, if you haven't seen it, I propose we have finished in a WXY. There's a nice trade setup currently available, but if we do reject down, I would expect potentially one more low, and instead of a Y wave, this would become a C wave, and we would have 5 waves down for our C before taking our long. But if that happens, I will get stopped out and end up re-entering a little lower. As you can see, our Y wave already equals the 1.382 of the W wave, which is a common target. We also wicked through the 0.618 of our proposed A wave. So we have a lot of evidence on our side that we're looking for further upside and currently targeting the 1-to-1 of the A wave for the C wave at 146.89 on log scale and 121.41 on linear. Let's zoom in on the 15-minute. And also, if you weren't aware, I also have a possibility that we go parabolic here for our C wave. Just wanted to show that option if you haven't watched it. Again, check out the description. I'll leave a link to it. And that is just a fractal of the previous wave where we hit way up for a larger B wave in this scenario. So something to keep in mind. But I will be scalping all in this area. I have a lot of trades set up, so make sure to keep an eye on that. So first of all, if we completed here in the WXY, we had a double zigzag to complete in the Y. Coming down to the 15-minute, this is the trades I am entering. I literally just entered a trade in this sideways small consolidation here. I entered right at the bottom of this channel, right here. And looks like we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 working on our 5th wave up. You can see here. Here I'll go even further down to the 5-minute. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 working on the 5th. Should get a little bit of a correction before we go higher, so you might have some time to enter here. First of all, this rejection was pretty aggressive. The only thing we didn't get was a divergence at the bottom, but that can happen because there is so much volume coming in. But on the daily, we do have hidden bullish divergence, where you can see we made a new low on the RSI from our bottom wave here to complete, but we have a higher high as our low. So we have hidden bullish divergence there. So that's another little bit of evidence that can go in our favor. First of all, we have a WXY correction. You can see we channeled up. Really hard to count this area. Obviously a lot of complex corrections here, but you can see we channeled up here and we made what looks like a expanded flat, came down to the 382 and now had a V cut rejection and consolidating sideways, which is a very good sign to get further upside. So if we do get 5 waves here, down to the hourly, we expect to get at least the 1.618 and then eventually the 2 to the 2.382 up at $92 before we can consider taking a little bit of profit off. I might take off 50% up in the point of breakdown here. As you can see, that's going to be a major resistance area. See if we consolidate sideways, which is going to be our big tell. Once we get up there, if we consolidate sideways for further upside, or do we end up coming up to this area in 3 waves and then reject hard and channel in a bear flag? So this area is going to be very interesting to see what happens. Big indication will be what happens here. Do we trend sideways, or do we reject hard and struggle to the upside? So that's what I'm going to be looking for in this area. I'll zoom out here and we'll grab our fibs, because we'll most likely get some resistance between the 50 and the 618. Which is right in that area. You can see right at the 618 there. That's between the 50 and the 618. So we'll really have to be aware how hard this rejects. Does this end up being an ABC? This is a C wave and we reject hard, or do we come up pretty aggressively in a 3rd wave and trend sideways? That's the area of interest to add to my trade or to take profit. Now zooming out a little bit, if we do hit those standard targets, pulling the fibs off our first wave, that would hit us around the 0.618 level. And if that did happen, keep in mind that extended wave I was talking about, where it goes parabolic. Because those would be the extension areas currently around $300 just for a standard Elliott wave, 5 wave, if we hit the 618 on our first wave. And if you go down to our 15 minutes, or sorry, our 1 hour, so we can actually get it in view, you can see this is the 618 I was talking about. If this wave, potential wave 1, comes up to that level or even further, that is a possibility, and that we get that parabolic move afterward. So I definitely would want to make sure I take this trade after this, the ABC down. This is where we would really load up with our stop at the low. But in the meantime, I'm scalping this small move. And if you guys want to stay updated, I'll make a video when I take profit or add to my position. Currently I took a long right in this area, and my stop is at the Y low right here, just so I can get higher leverage. Doesn't mean we can't come up here in 3 and then come down for another 3 wave and come down to the 50 to the 618 area. That's definitely possible. But if we are as bullish as I think we could potentially be, then we shouldn't get that, and we just continue on. So that's why I'm putting my stop here, just to get as much leverage as I can for my trade. The way I trade, just so you're aware, is I risk 1% of my account per trade, and you figure out your position time, your position size based on where your stop and your entry is. Just use a calculator for that. If you want to be a little more risk adverse, I would suggest, entering anywhere in this area, but putting your stop at the low of this Y. But again, if we do just come up a little bit and then collapse down for another 5 smaller waves, then this would just become a larger C wave. I'd look for a V bottom, look for a channel to the side and get in there. So that's the potential way we fail. But again, there's so many WXYs in crypto. The more you do it, the more you'll see them, that you need to take these trade options that are available. So that's what I'm doing, guys. Manage your own risk. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. I don't encourage you to trade. I'm just showing you what I am doing. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Bye-bye.